Hello everybody, welcome to Simracing Bible, welcome to the channel and to another live stream. We've had one just recently on Saturday and we have another one tonight because we are back for some more community races, and this time we're on Raceroom Racing Experience. We're going to be doing TCR Tuesday, so we're going to be racing some of the fabulous TCR cars around Brands-Hatch-GP circuits. We've set it up on Simracing.gp, so all the results and things will be stored on there after the race, so if you want to have a look at that. But super excited because we're going to be running this evening for the first time using Simracing.gp and a hosted server on Raceroom. So excited for this, and obviously the TCR car is always good fun for a laugh anyway. But we have 3 races this evening. We have races 2 and 3 are reverse grid, complete reverse grid. So winner of race 1 will start from the back and so on. So it should be a lot of fun. So let's get ourselves into the game now, and we will go find the server. So let's just transition in here, and I'll get myself in as well. Hope you're all doing well anyway, by the way. It's good to have you with us. Right, let's do a bit of a refresh here and see if we can find the server. Dilro, welcome. Good to have you with us. Good evening. The touring cars and Raceroom are so good to drive, says Dilro. You are not wrong, sir. Not wrong at all. Right, let's see if we can find it, because it should have been live at 8 o'clock. Oh, well, there it is. I wonder why it's down as Sim Bible. Anyway, there it is. That's the one. Brands-Hatch-GP. I think it's the one anyway. That's WTCC. Interesting. Well, that's not the one I was expecting to see there. So it's another one set up on there. Right. Let's have a look. See if we can find the server, Simracing.gp. It should have been up at 8 o'clock, so let's go see if we can find it. There we go, that's the one. Simracing Bible 1. TCRs, and we have 3 races. Yep, that's the one. Right, let's go race. We're going to go with the 2021 touring cars. We're going to use the Lincoln code for this one, I think. So we'll go with Ted Buick's livery. Password for server. There we go. And then we're in. Hopefully. Yes, there we are. All right. So I think we've had 9 people, including myself, sign up on Simracing.gp. So not exactly the biggest grid in the world. However, we should be able to have a bit of a race. And it's a good tester for the future. So if you see this and you think, oh, I fancy having a go at that, please do keep your eye out on Simracing.gp, because we're doing more events in the future. So more than welcome to join us. But we have some practice and some qualifying as well. So it's open setup, and we have time to get on track, see if we can learn the car, learn the circuit, and see if we can dial the car in a little bit as well. So let's go give it a try. We've got some of the guys joining in already, which is excellent. Right, let's fire up the Lincoln Co. So part of the new 2021 TCR pack, this one. Oops. Pit lane exit is further along than I remembered. Down Paddock Hill Bend. Right. Again, this is just a nice little opener just to get ourselves up to speed, and then we can start picking up pace as we go. So the Lincoln Co is quite a long wheelbase car in comparison to some of the other TCR cars within Raceroom, which in theory should give us a nice stable car through the corners, so we're not having to worry about a twitchy car which is trying to get away from us at every opportunity. It should be fairly stable. So we'll give it a good go. So coming down Pilgrim's Drop underneath the bridge down towards Hawthorns. Down a gear, get it hooked up on the inside, don't run off too wide on the outside. And then up to Westfield we go. Very tricky corner this one, it's quick. Very inviting curve on the inside, which you just have to take. And then down towards Sheen Curve, again another difficult corner. This one, it's, as you can see, blind on the top of the hill and very easy to miss. So just as well we're on a sighter lapper. Okay. And there we go, and down to final corner, which is Clark Curve. back on the power nice and hard, and here we go, up over the line. So, only in practice, of course, but let's see what benchmark we can lay down as a time, and then we can have a look and see what else we need to adjust if need be. Just kind of balancing the car through Paddock Hill, always a good challenge. Druid's Corner, down towards Graham Hill Bend, line up on the outside before cutting in, carrying as much speed as you possibly can through there, didn't feel too bad. And Sterling's Bend here is always quite tricky to get right, I find. You either go in too hot and then end up running out of track on the outside, or you just go in too slow and then don't carry all the speed down the hill, so difficult to get right. Car's feeling not too bad so far. There we go, up to our favourite corner. Let's get this right this time. That was very timid. But we're through. And we're going to get ourselves a lap time on the board, hopefully, so room for improvement, of course. Of course, it's important in practice to make sure that you pay attention to what kind of lap times you're doing, so you can figure out how much fuel we'll need. So the races are going to be 15 minutes in length each, so just the same kind of length as you would expect on the ranked servers for the rotations as they go through. Just about made it through there. So we're on a 1:33.3 so far. So Dulver says Velabanon and Gelleracen are, in my opinion, the best tracks for touring cars in Raceroom. They are very good. I do love the Scandinavian circuits. I think they're really characterful and good for racing and driving. Eric Martin Villa Delgado, thank you so much for subscribing. I really appreciate that. Welcome to Simracing Bible. Hope you enjoy watching us this evening, and hopefully you stick around for some more community races and some videos coming soon. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Here we go. This lap's a bit of a write-off, so we'll not worry too much about time here. It's just as well, because we've got a long way to go to catch up with the guy who's just set the fastest time of the session, who's 1.4 seconds quicker. So it's okay. That's all we can do. It's all about having fun anyway. This isn't a serious competition. It's just a bit of community racing. Give everyone a chance to race these fantastic touring cars in Raceroom. Just like that, up over the line once again. Right, let's try and clean up our act here. Just about. It's very tight on track limits on the exit of Paddock Hill Bend, so you've got to be quite careful with just how far you run it out. Just like that. Right, let's go back to the paddock. And currently sitting last out of everyone. Excellent start. Right, let's see, what do we need this to do then? So it's kind of... I could probably improve in its front end grip turning into a corner, so let's see what we can do with the anti-roll bars first, which is usually my go-to adjustment for setup. So let's soften the anti-roll bar on the front for this one. See if we can get ourselves a bit more mechanical grip. Let's fire it up. Is spin limiter on? It is now. Right, okay. Make sure we're not ruining anyone's lap as we come out of the pit lane, which is quite easy to do here because you come right out onto the apex of turn 1. One of the Hyundai's behind us by the looks of things. Ooh, come on. So those first couple of laps were quite relaxed, you could say. Let's try and see if we can pick up the pace a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean quite a lot if need be. Okay. Here we come down to the bottom of the hill once again. Felt a bit better through there. The reason for going softer on the anti-roll bars on the front is to give it more mechanical grip, obviously, so anti-roll bars prevent the car from rolling, as it says, so body roll. And so by softening that up, means the car rolls more, which means more weight is transferred to the outside of the car, and in theory providing a little bit more grip, but it does mean you have to drive quite far ahead of yourself, so rather than just chucking into a corner and hoping it'll just point its way in, you're going to have to plan ahead and coax the car into the corner a little bit more, but hopefully at the benefit of having a little bit extra grip. So let's see what we can do this time around. That's too far off, too much speed, so that's this one written off. Through Graham Hill Bend, great corner that one. It's good fun to kind of line it up on the outside and then cut back into the apex. There's a bit of power understeer going on. We might have to look at some. Might have to look at some diff stuff going on here as well. Actually, just come back to the garage a second. We haven't got an awful lot of time to be doing many changes, but let's. So power is on 61%. So if we increase this value of the car, what spin is the inside wheel coming out of turns? It's already has increased a little. Go. Pop that down a bit. Preload. Increase if the car is unstable into and out of turns, spins inside. Okay, well let's put the preload up as well. Give it a try. If all else fails, go back to defaults. Let's try again. So Dillwall says, what's your favourite racing category in general? It's a tricky one, that one. I love all sorts of motorsport. I think it's quite. I guess it's quite vague. My answer is going to be, but I love historic motorsport. So that includes everything from classic touring cars and classic GT cars and sports cars. Classic single seaters are fun as well. But I think I do love a bit of touring car action. GT3s are fun as well. GTs are quite nice to drive in general, GT4s and things. I'm not a huge single-seater fan. I will drive them, but they're not my go-to. But you know, I have a general love for motorsport, so I love pretty much everything with 4 wheels and an engine. Some with even 3 wheels and an engine, and obviously bikes as well, 2 wheels. So pretty much anything that has an engine and wheels, I'm there. Okay. Trying to get an idea of how the car's feeling. Obviously we're still out of lap, so not going to be peak performance here, but see, someone else is getting caught out with the tricky sheen curve. Easy to put a wheel on the grass on the exit, which really does hamper your chances of setting a good lap time. Seems to be a little bit more bite on the front end now, so let's see how we go. Obviously we have cars on track in front of us here, so this isn't necessarily going to be the quickest lap, but just trying to get a feel for things. Hey Steve W, Steve's here. Let's get through juries and I'll answer your question. He says, do you race on console or only PC? So currently I only race only on PC. I don't really have any racing titles on the console. I own a PS4, but I don't have any racing titles on it. I just do all my racing on the PC. Well, the car's feeling pretty good. I'm just going to give myself a bit of space here. We've got some room behind, so let's just let those guys go. Try not to Yeah, there we go. Should be plenty of space there. We'll just get ourselves round to the start of the lap again. There's a space. Right. Well, the car's feeling a little bit more responsive. I've got to be quite careful on the throttle. Obviously, the differential changes have meant that there's more potential there for some front axle wheel spin / slippage. So we need to be aware of that. So it just means to be a little bit more feather-like on the throttle, just to make sure that we're not overdoing those front tyres. Yeah, definitely a little bit of wheel spin on the exit there, but let's see how we get on. Currently sitting P4. Okay, let's see if we can improve. Not too bad through Paddock Hill. Seems to get the bite out of Druids a little bit better. You think PC's much better, do you, Steve? That's... yeah. There's more options available. Not feeling too bad so far. Let's obviously check how the splits go with that, because they're all very well and good, feeling good on the track, but if it's not... oops, someone's had a moment. But if it's not translating into lap time, then a bit of a waste. I was scruffy into there, but okay, we're through. Yeah. Hang on to the dear life of that one. Right. Well, splits aren't saying they're amazing, but let's see what happens at the end of the lap. Driving for the line. That's better. P2. Get the feeling still a long way off. Yeah, 6/10 off. Which in touring car racing is quite a distance. And that was a scruffy lap as well. There's more to come from that, I'm sure. So Dilroy says, pretty sad that there are only a few good sims on console. I think, for example, Raceroom should... let's get through starting then. It should be possible on every modern console. It would bring more people into our fine hobby. Yeah, it's one of those things, isn't it? Consoles never really, I guess, attracted the sim racing titles as much. I mean, obviously we have ACC on console, but I've not tried it, but I've heard people say that it's that it's a much better experience on PC. Obviously there's graphics capabilities and things as such, but even so far as saying that the force feedback is better on the PC. So yeah, I don't know what the issue is there, but there's not much in the way of proper sim titles on console, and I think one of the main reasons for that is people who predominantly use consoles for their gaming experiences tend to want something they can pick up and play, and so I suppose the developers or the producers have taken upon themselves to form the opinion that sim titles are just not for console racers, which is maybe not entirely true, but it's just never had that chance. I was just looking, there's a split down here now. Marginally slower, but not bad. But I do know a lot of people who have raced games on console have then made the transition to PC as well, so it does bring people into the hobby in a roundabout kind of way, but just not quite the same way as just jumping straight into a PC. Brands GP is one of those circuits where you really do need to be quite brave. Easy to just overcook it and make a huge mistake. Right, I've only got 1 minute 20 left of practice, so I doubt this is going to be any quicker. No, it's not, so let's go back to the pit lane. We're still getting quite a bit of wheel spin, so let's just go back here a second. So increase if that's... Okay, we'll put that back to there and keep the preload as is. I'm not overly convinced the anti-roll bar there was better, so let's just do a quick test with those changes and see how we go. Alright, 36 seconds. It's not going to give us an awful lot of chance to fully test this, but should be able to get an idea. Okay. Obviously we need some tyre temperatures, absolutely make sure of it, but yeah, not 100% convinced with that one, so that's okay. So P2 so far in practice, but we'll see what we can do about Mr. Renter out front. So Lincoln goes to the 4 by the looks of things there. I mean, we've got the Cooper in 3rd, an Audi in 4th, another Lincoln Co in 5th, and then the 2 Hyundais at the rear of the grid. So let's just go back to where we were there. And this time we can take some fuel out because we're going into qualifying mode. So let's put this down to 4 laps. Give us a bit of a chance if we have to just do more laps, just because I don't want to end up not having enough and then having to do another out lap and getting into all sorts of trouble. So here we go then. Qualifying time. We move into 15 minutes worth of qualifying, so slightly less time than we had in practice. I've got my launch control button set because TCR cars use launch control off the line, so we should be able to get some decent starts. Usually the problem that I have in Raceroom is getting a good standing start, but launch control takes away some of that pain. we can actually get a reasonable start in one of these cars. Alright. So, where do you reckon we're going to end up in qualifying then? So we were P2 in practice, but only about a tenth and a half quicker than the guy in 3rd. So it's not a given that we'll end up 2nd again. Who knows, we may even be in a chance to snatch pole if he was running low fuel in practice. Car's going to be an awful lot quicker now with the fuel taken out, so let's see. So Dora says, I think Gran Turismo 4 was a really important title for console players. I heard so many stories of people getting into serious sim racing because of it. Yeah, no, the Gran Turismo titles definitely did a good thing for the world of sim racing in terms of capturing people's interest. There we go. Ooh, that's way too wide then. Didn't take anywhere near as much speed through there as I would have liked, but it's okay. Thank you very much, whoever that was. Good on you. Recognising you're on an out lap and I'm on a quick lap. That's what I like about proper online racing, where you have that understanding between people. Ooh, someone's kicked up a bit of dust. That's a cut going into there by the looks of things. Didn't go off, so... Very lackluster lap so far, but it's okay. There's only first flying lap, so let's see what we can do next time. Just measuring myself to the car ahead in terms of distance. We're not too dissimilar coming through the final corner. Right, so what's the lap going to be? Okay, we're again 6/10 off. But that could also be made up through Graham Hill Bend. That's better. That's more like it. There's purple sector as well. Not quite sure about the run through there, but we're still going, so we'll keep pushing. The good thing about the longer wheelbase of the Lincoln car, it does help over the curbs as well. There's very little instability. Purple, purple. Encouraging. And we'll keep ourselves over to the right and drive for the line. What will it be? Oh, we're still half a second down. Not quite sure how that worked out. Unless, of course, pole sitter went quicker. So currently still sitting in P2. May well run out of fuel this lap, though. We'll see. Downshift protection prevented me from going down from third to third gear then, so I had to do it on the exit. And there's the coughing. Typical. Right, let's get around this corner and pull off this side so that I don't ruin someone else's lap. Right. Okay, so 31.8 plays a 31.2. How's the car doing, I wonder? It's quite heavily brake biased to the front. Let's move that back a little bit, try and get a little bit of extra rotation, because I like to trail brake a little bit, so it means dragging the brake into the apex of the corner, and that means that if I have a bit more rear bias on the brakes, the rear's trying to come round a little bit more. So let's see if we can add some extra rotation by bringing that brake bias forwards. Obviously, the more you take away from the front, potentially there's worse braking capacity, but a bit of a balancing act, so we'll see what goes. So Doloro says, I think it's somewhat funny that every country has its own understanding of racetracks. German racetracks can feel completely different to British ones, and they feel different to Scandinavian ones. Yeah, no, it is. They have their own character, don't they? They kind of sit in with the surroundings. Right, let's see what we can do in the final 7 minutes of qualifying. If anything, we'll find out. Right, to turn 1 we go. Oh, borderline on track limits. You know, I'm not feeling it's any better, so I'm going to just abandon that. Let's go back and put that bias back where it was. Gotta make these changes, you never know. The car is unresponsive, hard to keep heating tires. Not too responsive, so let's whack that up. And the same on the rear as well. And try again. Okay, so still only the half a second to the leader. It's going to wait for this car to come through. Bit of extra tyre warming. Okay, let's go again. So with the Lincoln car, of course, you have the additional help by having lock-up indicators on the dash. So you'll see the LED indicators to the left and right of the main kind of driving section of the dash. And when they light up purple, that means you are locking that particular side of wheel. So keep an eye out for that. Car feels a little bit more responsive now, actually having stiffened the springs up. Right, here we go then. We have 3 3/4 minutes left. Let's see if we can set a time any quicker. We slipped to third now, I've seen. See if we can rectify that. Not by much, so no, off track. Another place you've got to watch out for track limits here is on the exit of Graham Hill Bend, like that, so one to bear in mind. I'll have to have another shot at this next time around. Even though it's using the Grand Prix loop, it's still not a massively long lap, only 1.5 minutes, so it doesn't take too long before you get back round to start-finish line to have another go, which is handy, especially in circumstances like this. The Brands Hatch circuit is not one that I've ever really been particularly quick on, so I'm not trying to put excuses out there, but I thought it's a good touring car track, one I've never really got on with, so it's a good opportunity to put some practice in, see what we can do to make that any better. So seconds have gone quicker again. Go. second lap does seem a little bit better on the tyres as well. Didn't see the split, I was too busy focusing on the corner, so didn't think it was any better, but we'll see. It's blown that. Looks like P3 is the position for us. I'm not overly sure on that setup change either, so we'll pop those back down, be safe. We know we're reasonably quick with what we had anyway, so I'll just stick with that. And yeah, so let's have a quick check and see how everyone's getting on. So we've got 7 guys on the grid, including myself. So we're currently sitting P3. So obviously with the format that we have this evening, the first race is going to be completely scratch race, so it's going to be based on qualifying results, so we will be starting P3. If, however, we end up finishing P3, we will be starting the next race from 5th. So a bit of work to do in coming forward, and we'll have the 2 quick guys behind us. So good fun having a bit of reverse grid racing. It makes for some interesting action, so hopefully we can have a bit of fun this evening. Let's see if anyone's still putting lap times in. There's a few people who are not on track. Let's see here. So this is one of the Lincoln codes coming through, and that's qualifying done. So we didn't even have a chance to catch up with them. So P3 it is. So one of the Coopers gets in there and splits the Lincoln codes, as does the Audi here. So there we go. Let's get ourselves some fuel on board. So 15 minutes, about a minute and a half worth of lap time. So what should we put in here? So it was a 15 laps. It's not going to be that much because it's only going to be it's only going to be 15 laps if it was a minute a lap anyway, so that should be more than enough. That's fine. Okay, not quite sure about that comment there, but no is the answer. Right, let's get ourselves onto the grid, shall we? Put a quick message here. Good luck, everyone. Here we go. Oof, just about made it. Right. Neutral, launch control, hold, throttle, release button when ready. So here we go. Holds it on the revs and off we go. Reasonable start. We have someone at the inside though. So just a bit of side-by-side rubbing. The Audi's got through. Right, race is on. Let's go for it. Let's see what we can do here. All to play for. Getting the slipstream down the straight here. We'll keep a watching brief and see where we're potentially quicker. Keep the pressure on. Well, that's 2 strikes straight away. First lap frantics. Blame that on. Okay, we have some space behind, so that means we can focus fully ahead of us. The Audi does look very nice in its DHL livery, but I'd much rather not be looking at that right now. Well, we're not losing them, which is important. We're right with them. Ooh, someone's got a drive-through penalty. Oh, that's behind us somewhere. I wonder what that's about. Show the nose a little bit into here, not that it's an overtaking opportunity, but just to remind him. That was a bit too much of a cut, got lured into that. Ooh, the Cooper's sideways. Oh, we should have a reasonable run here, but Audi goes into second. Got a bit of a train going here. There's that corner. It's there to catch you out, so anything can happen. We're just going to stick with them. See what happens here. Get a good run up the hill. Oh, I didn't even realise I had a slowdown. What? Okay. Well, we have a drive through. It's a shame because we're having a good race there as well. Why didn't I see that? Oh well. That must have been for the cut on the inside at Hawthorns, I would have thought, but... Well, what we'll do, we'll serve it early, take our medicine. Keep ourselves over to the right here. Oh well, that's some work to do now. We'll keep an eye out for that next time. All we're doing is we're just guaranteeing ourselves a good spot for race 2. Here we go. Hopefully that should be cleared. Right. We have some space. We have a nice 6-second gap to the car ahead. Let's get to work. 9 3/4 minutes to go. Recovery drive is on. At least now we can see where we're going. We don't get called out with cutting track again. I don't know. Silly boy. Right. Head down. Let's go. As we've already seen, this Sheen curve has a habit of catching people out. Nearly us too. The penalty sucks on a 15-minute race. Yeah, it does, but it's okay. It's my own fault for not seeing what I was doing. Let's go get 5th place here. Salvage something from this one. We are catching though, so let's get our head down here. See what we can do. So guys ahead of that, 13, just over 13 seconds ahead, so it's okay. Ooh, there's a bit more dust. Well, we know we're about there or thereabouts with pace with the front guys, so good thing is we have 2 more races to give it a proper go. Oh, someone's pulling over, that's very gentlemanly of them. Gonna follow us through and see what he can learn. So we're down to under 13 seconds to car ahead, but not going to have the time to catch, I don't think, but you still got to push on because you never know what will happen, so there we go. Getting a bit more of a flow to it now, so gap saying 12.5, well that is increasing, so yeah, is what it is. Car's feeling nicer now. Or I'm just more dialed into it. There we go. So we're down to 12 seconds now, guy ahead, so we're taking about a second out of them. That's too hot into Paddock Hill Bend. Now as a result I have a vibration on my wheel because I've gone off and got my tyres dirty, so hopefully that'll disappear soon enough. You reckon Raceroom's garbage to you, Dragon Haze? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Much smoother through there that time. So just under 4 minutes to go. It was way too late. That was quite a cut, but the race director seemed happy with that one. Driving's gone scruffy now, so let's try and clean things up a little bit. Time is continuing to come back towards us, but as I said, too little too late by the looks of things. 9.6 reckons the guy ahead. At least we brought it down to single digits again. Ooh. Caught the curb on the inside there, which kind of pushed us off towards the outside, but keep your foot in it and drive on through. Too stabby on the throttle then. Need to apply it smoothly. If you try and get on it too quickly by just mashing it, it's just not going to work because you'll unsettle the car and then you'll be all over the place. So you need to be nice and smooth with it. Once you've got the traction, then you can put it down quite quickly, but just getting the traction sorted first. Right. There's a little curb on the inside. Oh, way too late. Yeah. It's always going to run off there. Out of track. Three seconds to go, so that is presumably going to be the end of it. If it's, yeah, it's on final lap now, so if we get down to under 9, that would be a good achievement. So there we go, P4's finished the race and we're going to come up and finish now. 5th place, salvaged after a bit of an error with not picking up on a slowdown. For some reason it's putting us on P7, not quite sure why that is. Oh well. If it means we get pole for the next one, so be it. Well done to our top 3. Good racing. Hopefully we can be with them next time. And go straight back to the grid. So this time, yes, we are on P1. Don't know why it's put us to the back of the grid, but oh well. Let's go. Wait for everyone else to catch their breath and then rejoin. Yeah, it was still a good result even when you consider the penalty. Yeah. I mean, if you can consider last place a good result. I don't know what happened there. Totally bizarre. But anyway, it's all good fun. All part of the racing, and then we get 2 more races to have more fun with. So this time will be our race. We'll have it this time. Got a good feeling about it. All right. Everyone joining us. This one, here we are. Right. Launch controllers on. And release the button when we're ready. Oh! What? What was that? Oh, for goodness sake. Was it because I released the clutch? Must be. Oh well. We've got another one. Oh, I do apologise, everybody. You've come to see some racing, and I'm just providing you with mistake after mistake. That's okay. At least we got a head start, so we don't lose as much with the penalty. Okay. So I'm going to serve it within 3 laps, but I'm just going to think about this now, because if we have some of the slightly slower guys between us and the quick guys, if I can stay out for my 3 laps, try and build up even more of a buffer if they aren't able to get through them quickly. That might play a bit more into our advantage, possibly. Race 1 winner's already through to P4, so probably look at pitting next time around. Fastest lap. Oh, there it fell. It's not going to be my race this one, no. We'll save that for race 3, shall we, Dolberic? What was I thinking? Oh well, more lessons learned. Okay, so last race winner is through to 3rd, so we will pit this time around. That was the barrier assisted entry. See if we can do this. Get through the pit lane. Where are we going to come out this time? E6. Ooh, there's a Hyundai going sideways through turn 1. Okay, I'll have that one. Okay, we're a bit closer this time. Right, full maximum attack. Safely. Oop. Got a Link & Co with an issue. Oh, he's having a drive-through as well, so that's a freebie. I don't know, a race that was full of promise, cruelly ruined by my own inability to keep my clutch in. Just too eager just to let that button go and just launch off into the race because I'm trying to get a good reaction time, but those lights were on a long time. Kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Hey Frank, welcome along. So I knew the event was coming up, but I don't have brands in Raceroom. Oh, it's okay. Sorry, Frank. We'll use some more other tracks coming up soon as well. You haven't missed much other than me making a complete fool of myself. So I thought I was catching for third here, but I don't know if I am. It's kind of staying at a similar kind of gap. Never mind. Keep the pressure going. Still got 7 3/4 to go. Oops. So, Delro says, hands down, the white Hyundai is my opinion's best looking one. P3 is still in range. Let's go! Yeah, we'll try our best. It's kind of keeping us penned at the moment, though, so... So Frank says, I expect Phil to lead by half a minute or so. His usual pace is insane. Yeah, well, we were in the lead for the first couple of laps until I had to serve a drive-through for jumping the start. My own fault, but it's okay. Now, some of these guys in here are very quick, actually. Very, very quick indeed. And not to throw any other excuses in there, but Brands isn't my strongest track, and the Lincoln Co is not normally a car I drive in the TCR class. I thought I'd give it a go this time around, but it's all good. Maybe race 3 might be a bit more of a close run thing. Maybe. It's 2 from 2 so far for our winner. Can't keep this thing on track at the moment. And again, some vibrations from pickup. And associated lack of grip. So who knows where we would have ended up if it wasn't for that drive-through. Never mind. Well, going off what happened in race 1, even though I finished P5 and was classified 7th, I could be starting race 3 on pole. Maybe. Try not to blow it off the start again. .31.3, the fastest lap. Just how far off the pace are we, I wonder? 31.3? And we're doing 32 as well. So, although you haven't seen an awful lot of racing other than the first few laps of race 1, it's still very much the same deal with driving these TCR cars. They are very, very good. Nice feel. So quick through there. Right, 2 minutes 21 to go. Still kind of hovering around the 6-second gap after our little error down here at turn 1. Which I'm about to repeat if I don't slow down. There you go. Bring on race 3. Well, we will finish one position further up than we were in race 1, though. Yeah, no kidding, Dolro. Yeah, turn 1, Battlekill is very difficult to nail. It's not an easy corner. In fact, most of the corners on Brands aren't very easy at all. They all have their own little individual nuances, which make them a little tricky. Finding the grass everywhere at the moment. Anyway, this will be the last lap, I assume. Ooh, yellow flag ahead. What's going on here? Oh, it's green again. Oh, no, there you go. It's the Cooper that was ahead of us. Had a moment. See, that, everybody, is why you keep on pushing all the way to the end, because things happen. And unfortunately for the Cooper there, just got caught out by a Sheen curve, but somehow, despite our embarrassing start, we ended up on the podium. Oh dear. With some assistance, I will admit. Not all my own doing. It has dropped us back down to P4 again. Who knows why that is? Right. So... got... Oh no, so okay, we got 6 points for finishing P3 on race 2. So overall it's putting us in P4. So this time, having started from, well, finished P3, we're in 5th on the grid, so the quick guys behind us, and yeah, so what we can do here. This time, please don't mess up the start. We've got to get one start right. The bane of my life in Raceroom is never get the starts nailed. Even though we were using launch control, I still managed to mess it up, which is ridiculous. This time, we're having it. Right. Everyone's joining the grid. We have the Lincoln Co behind. Right, there's the unfortunate Cooper driver who gifted us a bit of a gift there. So launch control, hold the button, release when ready. It's going to release everything when it goes green. Okay, here we go. Right, so we're good. Okay, we have space, so we can take the inside. Okay, we'll take that. We're up to P3 now. We've got to stick with this Cupra. Ooh, contact. The Hyundai's been waylaid and we're caught in the wrong train here, but... Or are we? No, I'm not going to send it up the inside here, that would be mean. It's patience. Ooh, good move. See if we can follow through here. Of sorts. Right, now we're on it. Let's see what we can do here. Got a good run out of Clark Curve. Just being a little cautious there. Oh, there comes the other Lincoln Co. He's quick. Let's see if we can use him. We have company behind as well with the other Lincoln Co. with the tune of 7/10 back. Let's ride the coattails of these guys now. If we can. Okay, this is more like it. This is what we came for. It's a bit of racing, isn't it? Oh, Jay Wood's got a penalty as well. What that's for? And we're going side by side into the Druid's hairpin. So much easier when you have something to chase, right? You always like the Audi, do you, Frank? Yeah, it is a good feeling driving that car. It does have a nice front end on it. Thinking goes everywhere trying to find a gap. It just kind of spurs you on, doesn't it, when you have fast cars around you trying to keep in the fight. It really does bring out the best in someone. Much better racing, much closer. Just lost out a little bit on the run down the hill, which is probably where our lap time is. Just getting dropped a little bit here, but no panic yet. Hey Terji, go go go, he says, yeah, I'm trying. Marty and Funky on the house site. No, I don't know where they are. It's alright. It's not obligatory to be here for everyone. Ooh, Cooper's run a bit wide into Paddock Hill. Has he opened the door? Oh, he's slammed it shut. That's going to help us. Ooh, more contact. That's a little bit of rubbing. These guys might be slightly better on their tyres. Obviously it's open setup as well, so could explain my late race drop off in pace. But that's okay, I'm still in it. Just need them to battle a bit more, help us out. Quite hypnotic actually sometimes when you're driving behind other cars. I told you I'm in the Lincoln Co. Not my usual car, but thought I'd give it a go this time around. Both being absent cements the suspicions you've had for a time now. Really? Ooh. The Cooper's getting loose around Paddock Hill there. Oh, here's the move. It's going to go straight back for it, maybe. That's released our runaway leader for the first 2 races. Missed the apex there. Should have been all over that curb, but I wasn't. It's okay. Car's hopping over the inside there. Always fun to watch. Yeah, you're right, Frank. The Lincoln car is very successful in real life, so yeah, absolutely. Car moving around all over the place on the braking into paddock hill that time. Take that incident that time. Got plenty to spare. Oops. Another big slide from the Cupra. It's going to heat his tyres up. Oops, that's a slowdown, right, okay. I'm gonna give back 0.24 of a second, let's do that now. Right. Okay, that's lost a bit of time, but that's okay. I know why I didn't see it last time. It's because it's hidden up behind one of my overlays on the screen here, so you guys won't see it, but I do. We know what happens if you put the pressure on. Let's go. Let's go and first of all cement a podium position, but secondly, see if we can push for second. It's a lot of dirt. Feel like I'm on Rally Sardinia. 3-minute gaps. Oops. Nope. Don't need any more of those. The judges said, I wonder when we'll see a Lincoln Co electric car in Norway. You know what, I don't even think I've seen a regular Lincoln Co in the UK. Not sure if they actually arrived here yet. Now when they think they're safe in front, relax, and then Bill doesn't break into Paddock Hill. That's absolutely rockets one up the inside. But they weren't expecting that. Just lost the rhythm since that slow down. Just lost the rhythm ever so slightly. It's enough just to cause you to drop away, and just everything starts mounting up as being a not quite so good corner. So I just need to bring it all back. Nice and light on the steering wheel. Try and feel every movement. Yeah, tyres are definitely going away from me a little bit towards the end of each race. You can tell because they're just disappearing off into the distance, but that's okay. One of the great things about sim racing is that there's always someone else out there who's quicker than you. It's a great way of keeping you humble, but also providing the thrill of competition and trying to improve and go quicker and quicker. So the trick is to accept that there are people out there who are quicker than you and try and learn from them. I find quite often in sim racing that, you know, if people aren't right at the very top of the game and winning, they're just not happy. But here we are, across the line, P3. We had a solid race. We had a few issues in there, nothing anywhere near as dramatic as race 2 and 1. But nevertheless, we come through P3 and we secured ourselves another podium. So congrats to the two guys ahead of us. They did a good job in that one. And Mr. Renter is just different league of pace at the moment. So yeah, so again, it's our final results. So I've ended up 4th overall after that one. So not too bad at all. I don't feel like I've done too badly there. I mean, obviously I had the obvious drive-through issues which hampered our progress, but overall, pace-wise, reasonably happy for jumping into a car which I've not really driven and had a bit of a race. So that was good fun. So good testing event for us on Raceroom. Good fun. And okay, admittedly only 7 cars on the grid, which is quite small, but we were able to have a bit of a race there, and hopefully as the community grows on Simracing.gp, we'll be able to get some more people on the grid and have more fun races as well. We'll try and open it up to some more circuits which more people may have in their repertoire as well, so maybe some of the free stuff on there, we'll put that out there so we can get loads of people joining in. But that was good fun. So yes, a Turgis said maybe they are brilliant tier safety pros. Yeah, maybe they are. It's more fun to race against someone than winning alone. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's just fun just having a battle, isn't it? And enjoying racing cars online together with other human beings. So good fun. I hope you enjoy that. Even if nothing else, I gave you a bit of a laugh at my expense of not doing so well in terms of fending off those drive-through penalties. But either way, I enjoyed that. I hope you did too. If you did, please hit the like button and let me know that you liked the stream. And it was really, really fun. So thank you so much. Oh, Doro, P3, €3. Thank you so much. You are an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm so glad you enjoyed watching that. Toji's going to join. Need a good back market. You'll be alright. You'll be all good. Thank you so much for the super chat, Dora. I really appreciate that. But yeah, thank you so much, guys, for watching. As ever, you're amazing. Thank you for your support and for doing all that you do for making me be here and do what I do. So really appreciate you guys. But so we'll be back again. We'll have another live stream this weekend. Hopefully we can get another video out very soon as well. I'm hoping to do so. Send me your ideas as well. If you want to see something in particular, let me know. I'm more than happy to take requests. But there we go. That's our stream for this evening. I hope you enjoyed it. But we'll see you next time, and take care of yourselves, and we'll see you very soon indeed. Bye bye for now.